Hello, everybody. This is Gary. Today is Saturday. It is June 6th, 2020. It is 5:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States in Rochester, New York. And this is my coping with schizophrenia entry for today. Today, I wanted to talk about how to deal with hallucinations. And hallucinations can be auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations, where you hear voices or hear things that other people can't hear, or you see things that other people can't see or don't see. There can be hallucinations for any of the five senses, including taste, smell, sight, hearing, as well as touch. But most hallucinations are visual hallucinations where you see things that are not real. The other most common hallucination is auditory, where you hear things that aren't real and nobody else can hear. Um, One of the ways I deal with hallucinations is if I'm hearing voices and they're really getting on my nerves, I listen to music with headphones to kind of excuse me, to kind of distract me from hallucinations. And some people, of course, believe the hallucinations are really demons or evil spirits or good spirits or gods or demons or whatever. But the problem with that idea is I take medications and my hallucinations are decreased, not completely eliminated, but they do decrease. I hear less voices, I see less things that other people can't see. And if these were demons or spirits or aliens or anything, God, Satan, any of that, why would they respond to medication and be reduced in their effect if they were real supernatural beings when you hear voices or see things that aren't there? Um, it would seem to me that evil spirits, God, Satan, good spirits, whatever, would not respond to physical treatments like medications. It doesn't make any sense. If they're supernatural beings, they wouldn't be controlled by medications. They wouldn't respond to medications. And my hallucinations do respond to medications. My delusions do respond to physical medications, which affect the physical brain. So hallucinations are not demons, they're not aliens, they're not God, they're not Satan, they're not spirits, they're not souls, they're not ghosts, they're nothing supernatural. They're just your brain not functioning properly and making you hear things that aren't real and seeing things that aren't real. And in the case of delusions, believing things that aren't real. Um, if you have visual hallucinations, um, it's important also to distract yourself. Watch a movie, try to concentrate on, like I said, listening to music, do meditation like I do. Mindful meditation is good. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about mindful meditation. By itself, it doesn't treat mental illness, obviously. You need to take your medications and see your therapist. But I use mindful meditation to concentrate on something other than my hallucinations. Um, Go for a walk, take up jogging, ride your bike. These are things that I've always done. Not jogging so much because my knees are really messed up. I'm 54 years old, and jogging really isn't an option for me anymore because it hurts my knees. But I do ride my bike when I'm visually hallucinating so I can distract myself from those hallucinations. Um, or I listen to music or I watch movies on Netflix or something. Or I make videos like this to just talk about what I'm going through and share my experiences with other people. It's a way of distracting me from my own hallucinations. Today, my hallucinations aren't all that bad. There's some that are always there to some extent, but not a lot today. And the same is true with my delusions, anxiety, and depression. I'm not particularly anxious or depressed about anything. Um, Today is the 6th of June. I will be seeing my psychiatrist in person for the first time in 3 or 4 months on June 11th at 11 a.m. I will take the bus out to my clinic and meet with my psychiatrist. It will be, as I mentioned before in other videos, this will be my last appointment with this particular psychiatrist because he's a resident and he's moving on to his next phase of treatment as a his next phase of training as a psychiatrist. He is a psychiatrist, he can prescribe meds, but he's a resident who did a 1 year residency. Now he's moving on to the next stage of his career as a doctor. And so I will be getting a new resident psychiatrist after June 11th, which is always difficult. It's hard to, when you've been with a therapist or a psychiatrist for a while and they have to go away and then you have to be assigned to somebody new. That's always difficult to some extent. And that's more important than ever that you keep your appointments, especially when you're switching to a new psychiatrist. It's important to get to know that psychiatrist as soon as possible, as well as possible, as quickly as possible, to build up a professional relationship with the psychiatrist and have a mutual understanding of each other and what each one wants, what each one expects from each other. So switching a therapist or a psychiatrist is always difficult. I personally don't have a therapist. I haven't had a therapist in, God, I don't know, it's been 3 or 4 years at least. I've been seeing just a psychiatrist at my clinic. I have a medical appointment, I believe, coming up in July. Also, I have to talk to my gastroenterologist because one of the medications I take for psychosis is Seroquel, and it causes me to have difficulty in swallowing, and I've had food stuck in my esophagus before, and it's not choking, not up here, but down lower in my chest. I've had food get stuck, and once it gets stuck, I can't drink water because it just comes right back up again because it won't go down. And after trying 3 or 4 times with a glass of water, it finally usually goes down, and it's a very uncomfortable feeling. I'm not choking or anything, but it's an uncomfortable feeling, and I need to have an appointment with the gastroenterologist in person so they can, sorry about that, so they can put an instrument down my throat into my esophagus and dilate my esophagus so swallowing foods will be easier. I can't solve the problem by going off Seroquel. It's the only thing, or at least the main thing, that controls my psychiatric symptoms. So going off Seroquel is not an option. But that's all for today. Like, share, comment, subscribe, press the notification bell so you'll know when I get new videos. And if you want to help my channel out, share my videos on social media like Facebook and Twitter. If you have any ideas for a video you want me to do, leave it in the comment section. I always welcome new ideas.